In this video we're going to take a look at the new Boolean operations that enable us to Boolean mesh pieces, clay pieces and solid pieces together. Right now we have a mesh piece on the screen, and what I want to do is chop off the arm here and create a simple joint between the arm and the body. So I'm going to do this by bringing in a sketch plane, moving the plane around, positioning it where I want that cut to be. And one little tip here when you're doing this sort of thing is make sure the pivot point in the middle of that plane is right where you want the pivot to be, like in the middle of the shoulder point there, and that will make it a lot easier to position that plane. So we'll just move it up, pivot it around a little bit, zoom in a little bit more, make sure we get right where we want to be around the armpit area. And that's where I want the cut to be. So now I can come and sketch on that plane, and I'm going to sketch out a box. And now I can come to my solid operation and wire cut out the solid. Now you see here the to plane for the wire cut has gone to the wrong side. We now have a flip option, so I can easily flip that across, turn off my sketch of my slow worm, and that flip option is now persistent. So if you typically have workflows where you want the to plane to come towards you as opposed to away from you, just set that once and it will be persistent across sessions. But now I can do a create inside and create that solid, hide the plane. And now what I want to do is use that solid as a Boolean to chop off the arm and make a new piece with an arm. And to do that I first need to duplicate the main body, the main piece, rename that to arm, and now I can use this solid and do a intersect with the arm piece. Now here, when you do Booleans between different objects, in this case mesh and solid, it's saying, well, you can end up with a clay piece or a mesh piece. We want to end up with a mesh piece, and when we choose that, it gives us options for creating for controlling the facet angle, because it's going to convert this solid piece into polygons. Well, this is a nice flat shape, so these aren't really going to mean much, but if this was a circular shape, then these may start to become important. But I'm just going to hit OK for now, and Freeform starts doing the Boolean calculation between the two. And there's the arm. Nice Boolean. Let's bring back the first piece and the solid. Just going to create a save here. And now what I want to do is take that solid and remove that from my first piece. And again, Freeform goes away and makes the calculation. Now by bringing the two back together, and if I highlight one of them and zoom in, you can see how we have a really sharp joint between them. And these Boolean operations is a way of getting perfectly sharp joints into your Freeform models. So now what I want to do is add a simple peg joint to this arm. So I'm going to hide the body away, bring back my sketch plane and sketch on there, and just sketch a simple circle to make the peg from. Make it a bit smaller. Now go back to wire cutting a solid and make that solid for me. I'm going to give it a little bit of overlap, hide the plane away, and now I can take that new solid and combine that into the arm piece and end up with a mesh. And there you see again those perfectly sharp edges we have there. Let's just create a save. And now I'm going to hide the arm away, bring back the first piece, and then also that arm solid, And then what we want to do now is create a subtraction. So remove from, and we move that second solid away from the body. And there you see the result of the subtraction operation. So we have a perfect joint. Here we have the hollowed out female section, and we can bring back the arm. And there you see the male section with the peg, the two together. And then just to finish this off, I'm going to activate the male piece, hide the arm, and bring back the sketch plane, and then just show you how we can use the new articulate command to place an articulate pivot point right there and add the arm to it. So now if I show the arm, hide that plane away, now I can use the new articulate, grab the icon and rotate that perfectly around the center of that peg. Come back to the front, and that's just a quick demonstration of the workflow for using the new Boolean commands, and in this case we also included the articulate command. And remember, this was all done with solids and meshes, but we can also use this with meshes, clay pieces and solid pieces, and do the Booleans between all of them.